Hello, leader. Today's episode is for you if you've built a business, you've hired people, and now you're wondering, am I really ready to lead at a higher level? Do I have what it takes to build a leadership team that runs the business while I lead the business forward, including, becoming the leader who can actually do this? I'm here to help you find the answers by walking through 4 key questions to determine whether you're ready for the next phase of professional development. So grab a notebook. You're going to want to put this into action right away. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Stacking Your Team podcast, smart leadership for women who mean business. I'm Shelli Warren, your team and leadership coach, and your no-fluff guide to building a powerhouse team that actually gets the job done without you holding their hand every 5 minutes. You're not just a business owner, you're the leader now, and I'll help you step up, lead smart, and stop micromanaging. Stick with me and you'll learn how to hire, fire, and inspire a team you lead with confidence and finally get your night and weekends back. And here's the hard truth. The team that got you here may not be the team that gets you there. So let's trade burnout for bold leadership and stack your team. Many of my clients tell me that they found me through this podcast or that they heard me on someone else's podcast. And full disclosure, that was the plan, so I'm sticking to it. The Stacking Your Team podcast is one of the longest running and most credible women-focused small business leadership podcasts available today for established business owners. We've been sharing relevant episodes with you each Tuesday since 2018. Right? You get it. Over here, we're all about focusing on small business team leadership, not HR, not startup storytelling, no newbie go girl hype, and no hustle harder bro talk. Some of you tell me that I'm on your vision board, and that is quite an honor. Truly, it is. If it's your goal to get some high-touch support with me one day, I'd be thrilled to work alongside you. But one thing that I've discovered time and time again is that my clients realize pretty quickly, once they do start working with me, that they should have started sooner. It hits them hard about how much further along in their leadership journey they'd be, how fewer team troubles they would have suffered through alone, and how much time back they'd have if they only believed in themselves sooner, that they were a great fit to come and work with me in the Leadership Lab. One of my clients told me that she dragged her feet about getting help sooner, thinking that I only worked with people who have large teams, like 30 or more, and her team of 8 wouldn't be big enough. That's simply not true. Another client told me that she took the leap when she heard an episode that featured a client who had a fully remote team, as she thought I only worked with people who had brick and mortar businesses. That's not true either. Another was worried that as the owner of a multi-location retail business, she'd be the odd duck in the Leadership Lab. Rightly so, she was, and we loved her for it. She impacted everyone and sparked a whole new level of understanding and respect for shop owners. As a former retail store manager myself, I have a big heart for anyone who opens up a shop, and if truth be told, I still dream about my daughter and I opening up a shop where I would get to be her right-hand person. And that's the truth. Now, you might be telling yourself some stories too about why it's not the perfect time for you to get high-level support for you and your team. As humans, it's normal to be a bit apprehensive about starting something new with people you don't know and a guide who you only know through your earbuds. I get it. So let me calm your concerns down a bit. Here we go. I've got 4 questions for you to answer. So let's start with this one. Are you ready to lead rather than manage? What does this look like? Well, in the past week, did you spend more time on your team's growth, your leadership role, and strategy? Or did you find yourself buried in operational to-dos? And why does this matter? Because if you're still deeply stuck in operations, the Leadership Lab will push you to step into your CEO seat. And if you're not willing or able to make that shift, you're going to keep struggling in your business, feeling unhappy about being stalled and stuck, and wondering when and how things got so off track. You'll also continue to feel overwhelmed at home, never truly believing that you can keep a home. Stay organized and stay ahead of what your family needs. So laundry piles up, meals are thrown together, or you beat yourself up about too many takeout nights. And the thought of having a real vacation seems like a dream that likely won't ever come true. You might not know this, but it's common in the Leadership Lab for clients to hire help at home and in their business fairly soon after joining because they accept that they have to let go of managing systems and a multitude of tasks. And they see how their new peer group are feeling lighter and more ahead of it all by raising their hand and asking for help. They also see how their new peers are having the time to think and plan and set expectations about how their business will run more smoothly, more thoughtfully, and more strategically. They also see how their new peers are feeling about how they've structured their home life so that they're kinder to themselves and not trying to be a Wonder Woman all the time. Here's question 2. Do you have a team, and are you willing to invest in building a leadership team? Now, here's what I mean by a team. You've got a group of people that are on your payroll, 5 or more, in-person or remote, employees or contractors. You know that some of them are key contributors, and you may have already promoted a few of them into some sort of lead role. You're considering who your next best hire is, and you're open to thinking about who could help you at home or for key projects, either in the business or on the home front. You know you need a leadership team, and you're looking at who would be a great promotion from within candidate, or you don't believe you have anyone ready on your team right now, so you'd like to find someone externally who could be a great addition to your team. Now you might be thinking, why is she so gung-ho about hiring? Well, here's why it matters. The leadership team is built for business owners who are beyond solo or those small 2 or 3 type person teams. You've got to be ready for leadership infrastructure that moves you out of the daily operations and those late nights tucked up in bed with your laptop doing catch-up on admin tasks. Now, I'm not talking about building a big leadership team. No, I'm talking about building a small but mighty leadership team that fits your current needs of the business. We will also plan your future leadership team, and we'll put some milestones and criteria in place to gauge when it's the right time to expand that leadership team. So in other words, we will build you a leadership team that fits your business, not outprices it and overwhelms. Did you know that research shows that businesses that formalize leadership roles reduce turnover and grow revenue 2 to 3 times faster than those who don't? All of my clients redefine roles and responsibilities and are happier for it. So are their teams, because everyone likes to know exactly what they're getting paid to do. People like to feel like they're an asset at work, not a bottleneck or the weakest link. My clients start evolving as leaders, and they begin to put an end to tolerating poor performance. They start to recognize who the people are that are adding value, and they put plans in place to be sure those people know how much they're appreciated. Here's question number 3. Do you believe in systems, frameworks, and peer learning? And are you willing to show up and do the work? Joining a program like the Leadership Lab isn't about getting occasional advice. It's about commitment, doing the hard stuff, listening to the experiences of your new peer group, and implementing frameworks and tools directly into your business so you can introduce strategic change that gets results. If I told you you need to set aside 90 minutes 3 times a month, create and uphold a boundary that allows you some quality CEO time to think and plan each month, and travel to Canada to join us at the retreat held in a quaint Hallmark movie-style village designed intentionally to pull you out of your business and away for a few days from other commitments so that you can focus on learning how to elevate your personal leadership even further. Are you in, or is this a non-starter for you? And why does this even matter? Because the high-touch support is part of what makes this transformation possible. If you're only looking for self-paced training modules, you simply won't get all the goods that are available to you inside the Leadership Lab experience. My most successful clients are the ones who lean all the way into this experience, learn the tools, apply the tools and frameworks, and host those adult coaching conversations. And they set up a leadership team. They're the ones that see the biggest improvements in their team effectiveness, profitability, and a significant boost in their own well-being. It's very common for my clients to stay in the leadership lab past their 6-month commitment. It becomes, their place, the people they want to surround themselves with, and it offers them the safety to fall down, get back up, try new things, boldly experiment, and celebrate their leadership journey with other women who totally support them. It's incredible to watch women leaders evolve and find the encouragement to make those tough decisions, including the hard people stuff, and stop putting themselves last. They begin to trust people again. They see the potential in how well their businesses can run, how big an impact they can have in their local communities, and they start to feel confident about maintaining what they built instead of losing sleep about it all coming crashing down. How did you answer that question? Here's the last question I have for you today to answer the question about whether or not you're ready to lead at a higher level. Question number 4. Are you prepared to put in the time, resources, and mindset needed to grow your leadership and then see the payoff? Because, you need to consider that the Leadership Lab is not low cost or minimal work. Instead, it's a high-touch program that includes elevated conversations and problem solving designed to move you forward because you're making a deliberate strategic leap. Your team also gets training and coaching from me, and you also get quality one-to-one time with me. That's what makes the Leadership Lab high value. It offers you an opportunity to elevate a few people on your team who you consider leaders and who you want to pour into, but don't always have the time or energy to do it. That's where our Team Leader program fits into the mix. That library, those calls, and those live trainings give your leaders an incredible opportunity to grow and succeed in their roles, directly boosting their happiness at work and your retention numbers. People in the Team Leader program often tell me that they've never received any kind of training like this before, and they love learning alongside people who they'd normally not get a chance to even know, let alone learn from. One-to-one time is sacred time for my clients and I to dive into deep, specific challenges, tactics, plans, and strategies that move her forward, solve a constraint, open up a block, and cause a pivot that pays off. But most importantly, they tell me they truly appreciate not having to do it alone anymore. One of my clients told me after her very first live training that she participated in, that was worth the price of admission right there. Another client told me that every time I come to a one-to-one with you, I walk away so much clearer, confident, and I know exactly what I'm going to do next. Others tell me that they really appreciate me giving them the words and the phrases to tackle a tough people conversation with poise and confidence. So think about this. If you continue doing what you're doing today, where will your business be in 6 months? And are you willing to invest now so that in 6 months, you're seeing and feeling the shift in your schedule, your workload, and how much more of the business is no longer dependent on you? So let's recap. Here are those 4 questions that I asked you to help you uncover whether or not you're ready to lead at a higher level and expand your professional development. First, we talked about, are you ready to lead rather than manage? Then we talked about, do you have a team and are you willing to invest in building a leadership team? Next up was this. Do you believe in systems, frameworks, and peer learning? And are you willing to show up and do the work? And the last question, are you prepared to put in the time, resources, and mindset needed to grow your leadership and then see the payoff? If you answered yes, or mostly yes, to 3 or more of these questions, you are a strong fit for leading at a higher level and leaning into professional development, the kind that you'll experience in the Leadership Lab. We're welcoming new members in January. You can apply today at stackingyourteam.com. I see every application, and you and I will have a chat about what looks like help to you. Isn't it time for you and your leadership team to learn how to coach your team instead of carrying them. And wouldn't it be nice to have some extra leadership capacity so things keep moving, even when you're not in the room? And wouldn't it feel so much different at your workplace if you and your leadership team knew how to hold people accountable with empathy and clarity without getting emotional and stressed out all the time? You bet it would. Let's boost your leadership presence and your team's productivity so you can finally have time and energy to spend on strategy, creativity, and the kind of work that actually lights you up. You'd have your confidence back and your business would feel sustainable again. I want all of this for you. So do you. Together, let's make it happen. And hey, if you know another woman business owner who's ready for her next level of leadership, would you share this episode with her? Who knows? Maybe you can both get some high-touch support inside the Leadership Lab this year together. Wouldn't it be fun to watch each other grow? If today's episode helps you see your leadership in a new way, I'd love to hear about it. Come connect with me on Instagram, where I'm at Stacking Your Team, and tell me what's troubling you about your team right now. And hey, if you're tuning into this podcast because you work somewhere and you want to develop your leadership skills, I invite you to start following our sister company, Thousand Islands Leadership Consulting. Check us out on Instagram or LinkedIn so you can chart your course to the next level of leadership.
This is Ellie. Come back next Tuesday. My Mimi will have another episode for you.